Okay, the site abandon flow, perhaps one of the abandonment flows that really never gets used, but if used properly can absolutely crank, and if used incorrectly can absolutely piss your database off. So I'm going to run through the automation, how I structure it. What you're looking at right now is a Miro board. You actually have access to this board in the description of this video. So go ahead and click this link if you want to jump into this board as we speak, and we can run through this together. A quick outline of how this works. Essentially, we have the trigger, which is right here, an email, a conditional split, and the update profile property. So these are the things that we're going to be using in this flow. In the Miro board, I've given explanations as to why we do everything. The site abandon flow really is a short and snappy flow, and I only recommend turning it on during sales, as it requires a very, very little action from the receiver to actually trigger this automation. So let's get into it. Straight off the bat, the trigger is somebody being active on your site. That's it, right? That is like nothing. Like, just somebody has to visit your site and be subscribed to email marketing, obviously, and then that triggers this automation. Now, obviously, that can piss people off, right? Which is why I only recommend turning it on during sales. When you have a sale going on and you really want to get people back onto your store. And I also recommend adding some pretty strict flow filters. So straight off the bat, you want to make sure they're active on site and they've subscribed to email marketing. That filter will prevent anybody who has not subscribed to your email marketing from getting these automations. Next up, the filters. Placed order 0 times since starting this flow, and viewed item 0 times since starting this flow, and started checkout 0 times since starting this flow, and added item to cart 0 times since starting this flow. That series of filters that I've just gone through, and you can see them in the board yourself, is going to mean that anybody who triggers any of the other 3 abandonment flows that you should have set up, abandon cart, abandon checkout, browse abandon, will not be overlapping with this flow, right? Also, we have the filter has not been in this flow in the last 30 days, as I don't think there's any reason for somebody to go through this flow consistently every time they jump onto your website, right? So those are the filters that I recommend having. Now, make sure you have your integration set up properly between whatever e-commerce store you're running your website on, whether it's WooCommerce, e-commerce, BigCommerce, Big Cartel. There's a million of these goddamn stores out there, but just make sure the integration is set up and proper. Conditional split, right? So we instantly hit them down to conditional split, a 50-50 split. We're going to test the best time for these emails. Now, 50% of the audience is going to go down the left-hand side, 50% is going to go down the right-hand side. The reason we do it this way is because currently, as of April 25th, 2024, Klaviyo does not allow you to create an A/B test within an email, within a flow, for a time delay. It does for designs, not for a time delay, and this is how we have to do it. So, 15 minutes and 30 minutes, these emails will kick in after that time. Personally, I feel like 30 minutes is usually the sweet spot. 15 minutes can be a little bit aggressive because sometimes it takes people 15 minutes just to go through your website. So feel free to adjust that to maybe 45 minutes. I have found the higher the price of the item, the longer you want to leave these time delays. The longer you want to leave these. Then, in these emails, we're just going to send them a simple reminder to encourage the reader to return to your store. We don't know what item they looked at. As a matter of fact, we know that they haven't looked at an item if they're receiving this email because they haven't triggered the browse abandon flow. So in this email, I just recommend adding a CTA that directs the reader, CTA call to action, back to your home page or your sales page or a specific landing page, and also highlighting your USPs. Any reviews, make sure the reviews are generic to the store and not a product specifically, because you don't want to be speaking to a specific product because we do not know what the person is interested in. And then we also want to highlight perhaps some of your best-selling categories, right? That's all you're going to include in this email. This flow is short, snappy, and easy. It can crank, it can do really good numbers for you, but I just recommend being very, very considered with when you turn it on, because it does result in high unsubscribe rates if you keep it on for a long time. Any questions, let me know. Also, you'll notice in this board, there's a button or a big old block right here that will take you to a payment gateway. In that payment gateway, you can pay your boy $7 and you get access to every single automation I outlined here. It comes with in-depth explanations, reasons behind everything. It goes all the way from the post-purchase thank you flow to the sunset flow to the welcome series to a Google review flow if that's what you want. Explanations for everything. Super valuable information. Personally, I feel like it's worth more than $7. Of course I would. But we also even have explanations around sign-up forms, how to capture zero-party data, also a massive thing, and also every single software that I use. I also add to this board all the time, so definitely worth it if you just want to have a really good source of truth, an outline for your email marketing, and this stuff, when implemented properly, it brings in the revenue. Any questions, let me know, and you guys know the drill. If you like the video, smash that like button, give me a subscribe. Thanks guys, bye.